Hi guys, welcome back to my channel. My name's Simona. If you're new here, welcome, nice to meet you. So today I'm here to give you 5 quick tips to help get you out of a reading slump. As someone who loves to read, I hate being in a reading slump. I found myself in one at the moment, so I thought I must make this video to help not only you but myself get out of it. And I'm sure many of you know exactly the feeling I'm talking about when you really want to read but you just can't find the time or you don't do it. And then you start feeling bad because you know how much you love reading, but you just don't make the time for it. And it can be tricky to make time for things that you enjoy doing. We all lead busy lifestyles. Sometimes work gets in the way. You come home from work and you're tired and you don't want to engage in a book. Particularly I find if it's sort of a non-fiction book where you actually need to use more of your brain to absorb the information, I find that a bit tiring. I find those books a bit harder to read than sort of the fiction thrillers that I'm used to and that I love getting immersed in. And a reading slump can obviously look different for everyone, but personally I haven't picked up my Kindle in about 2 weeks. Well, I have picked it up, moved it from one place to the other, but not opened it. So I think that enough is enough and I need to get back into it, because God knows I've still been buying books like there's no tomorrow. So if I don't start reading soon, I don't know when I'll get through them. Okay, so tip number 1 might seem a bit too easy, but just do it. Set a timer for 5 minutes and just read. Just make yourself start reading. Just open up the book and commit to it for a few minutes. There have been many studies which show that getting started is the trickiest part. It's where you use most of your energy. But once you get going, it's easy to carry on. If I did read the books out, I thought I would know some of the names of these studies, but you get the point. So just commit 5 minutes to yourself. Just say you will read for 5 minutes and no more. And more often than not, you will find that once you've been reading for a few minutes, you'll naturally want to carry on because you start getting back into the book. Number 2 is sort of along these lines, is to make time to read. So as mentioned, a lot of the reasons why people get in a reading slump is because we get busy and we don't find enough time in the day to read. So set a designated time for yourself which you can dedicate to reading. This might be 10 minutes before bed, it might be on your lunch break, it might be early in the morning. If you feel you don't have enough time, perhaps you can start with just waking up that 5 minutes earlier. I find that reading early in the morning when it's nice and quiet before your day starts can really set you off for a good day. So just give it a try. I know we're all busy, but it's really important to still make time for things that you enjoy doing and that you want to do. So if reading is one of them, you need to be proactive. And if you find yourself not having enough time to read, you need to make that time. Number 3 is to start a new book. So often the reason people are in a reading slump is because they're really not enjoying the book that they're currently reading. If that is you, you can start a new book. Trust me, there are no laws saying they can't read 2 books at one time. Pick a book that you think you'll enjoy. Could be a book you've read before that you really liked. Could be any book really, but just start reading. It doesn't matter if it's not the same book that you've been stuck on. It can be a different book. Just get back into it. Usually if I've been in a reading slump, I really like to start reading a short book. Reading a short book can really help you get back into reading because it won't be long before you finish the book and then you feel a sense of accomplishment for reading a whole book in not such a long period of time. Tip number 4 is to get other people involved. So this could involve starting or joining a book club. For example, you and your friends could agree to read the same book and discuss it at regular intervals. Trust me, that will help keep you more accountable for your reading. If that doesn't sound up your street, you could just ask one of your friends to be your accountability buddy. So just get someone to check in on you to say, have you been reading? What have you read this week? That sort of thing. When you make other people aware of what you're trying to achieve and try to keep you accountable, it does make a difference because usually you don't want to let that person down, so you will read just so you have something to report back, and as a result you will get back into reading. And finally, number 5 is just don't be hard on yourself. So if you've been trying to get back into this book and you can't, you can let it go. You don't need to finish reading every book you've ever started. If it helps, you could try skipping that chapter, move on to a different part, maybe you'll enjoy that a bit more. But as there are millions of books out there, it is actually impossible for you to enjoy every single book you're reading. So don't be afraid to start a new book or let that one go. Whatever works best for you, just try to be kind to yourself. If you've been getting back into reading but then you miss a day, it's not the end of the world. And just to reiterate the points I made earlier, if reading is something you genuinely enjoy, then do try to put that extra bit of effort in to get back into it. Even if it might be hard the first few times to make time in your day, once you start doing it more and more, you'll get more and more into it and it will just become a habit that you do all the time. I hope you found this video useful. I would love to hear any of your tips. If you have them, please leave them down below. And happy reading. I hope you enjoy whatever book you're going to read next. So that's it for today, and I'll see you next time. Thank you so much for watching. Bye.